This was also the week where, thanks to records turned in by Trump's final, but maybe not last, chief of staff, Mark Meadows, we learned that hosts at Fox News do have a moral center, kind of like a Tootsie Pop. It takes a couple thousand licks from Nazis storming the Capitol to get to it, and by the time you do, it tastes like shit. Fox hosts who've spent months blaming Antifa for the riots on January 6th actually texted Mark Meadows the same day, begging him to tell Trump to call off his goons, and showing full well that they knew exactly who was responsible and they knew who could actually stop it. Here is Liz Cheney of the January 6th House Committee investigation reading those texts.
Multiple Fox News hosts knew the president needed to act immediately. They texted Mr. Meadows, and he has turned over those texts. Quote, Mark, the president needs to tell people in the Capitol to go home. This is hurting all of us. He is destroying his legacy, Laura Ingraham wrote. Please get him on TV. Destroying everything you have accomplished, Brian Kilmeade texted. Quote, can he make a statement? Ask people to leave the Capitol, Sean Hannity urged. As the violence continued, one of the president's sons texted Mr. Meadows, quote, he's got to condemn this shit ASAP. The Capitol Police tweet is not enough, Donald Trump Jr. texted.
You're ruining your legacy. Oh, man. This is the natural outpouring of that legacy. This is what it's all been leading to. Come on now. We've seen that Q documentary. This is that Go Ask Alice, White Rabbit, fucking, the psychedelics are hitting. Let's do this. This was the most beautiful piece of news of the whole week. And I don't care about showing you, Ingraham and Hannity's defense and all that bullshit. No, it's out in the open. We all know this. Mark Meadows, by the way, is being held in contempt of Congress because he's now refusing to cooperate, even though he handed over, I don't know, however many thousands of pages. Now he's like, oh, no, that was enough. Anyway, because honestly, maybe as Anthony, you're saying, it's like maybe he's looking in the future and being like, well, I think we might be back in power pretty soon.
Everybody is, yeah.
I mean, what were your guys' thoughts on this, Molly?
I thought, does Don Jr. not have his dad's number?
Yeah.
Can he not just text his dad and be like, yo, dad, what the fuck? These people are storming the Capitol?
No, he definitely does not have he did not give his son his phone number.
I mean, that was, if nothing else, Dianu, as my people say. Wow.
Yeah.
No, Trump definitely did the thing that Logan Roy did in Succession and was telling his assistant, do you want to delete this number? And it's his son. He's like, yeah, delete it forever. It's pretty incredible. And Mark Meadows was like, yeah, I'm working on it. For sure. But the idea, I mean, of course, now we know Trump was just sitting there what the fuck do you think he was doing?
Loving it. He was loving it. He was loving it. That's what he was doing. Sorry, Molly, you go.
You go.
Well, I think that this proves out at least my thesis from the beginning, which is that nobody's running this guy. He does not have some sort of dementia or something that people lay on him. And I'm not saying he's mentally well, but I'm saying this is a person who's moving his own operation. He thrives and survives on being this. This is who he is. It doesn't matter that he's president. It doesn't matter any of this. None of it is serious to him. It's a game. It's like every villain on every reality show when you see the psychopath who causes chaos, the Ramona that causes chaos in New York Housewives. That person was the president, and that person, their children don't really run them. All that wishing and hoping of maybe Ivanka and Jared, or maybe, people might be able to get through certain membranes, but no one's going to reach that person. That person's going to do exactly what they wanted to do. And what was he thinking? He was really thinking this strategy, and yet he will listen to and take counsel from the most sycophantic, bizarre people. Why? Because he's bizarre, and bizarre people tend to run with other bizarre people. My mother lived in New York in the 50s, did Broadway in the 50s. All of her friends were these weirdo New Yorkers who now are all mostly passed away, but they were bizarre people like I love my mom. She's a weirdo. They were all weirdos. Weirdos seek out weirdos. And that's what Trump did. So, of course, him and the Weirdo Brigade came up with some plot out of a Nelson DeMille novel to try to take the Capitol. I mean, of course. And, of course, everyone was shocked and went, oh, he didn't really go for this. We can't back this. But then they figured out a way to back it because they had to.
I love that this moved into sort of this like psychoanalysis of your mom.
But there's also no,
Root of the impression.
The idea that there's some moment in which Trump will be like, no, this is too much, or which Fox News host will be like, no, this is wrong. Like, no, there's never going to be that moment. And like, people are always like, he'll never get out of this. I mean, he's going to get out of anything he can get out of. And unless Democrats are strong, which they're not, he's going to be back in power. I mean, like, paragraph.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do it.